NortheastWeatherNow.com forecaster Greg Leone. Good morning to everybody on this morning of a blizzard. Here are the current observations. 30 in Hartford, to upper 20s, low 30s right now throughout most of southern New England. These will drop as we get later in the day as the storm really pulls in. But I just want to do an overall video of where we are with the storm, where we're going, and just a complete breakdown of this massive storm. Let's look first at the radar here. Just look at this incredibly dynamic system. Piece 1 here, here's the polar piece, and these two are going to merge and phase along the coast, and this thing is going to absolutely go to town and blow up, and it's going to track right now. The center of the low pressure is right around Hatteras, and it's going to track northeast, okay, right to the benchmark. Absolutely classic, perfect setup. There's a big, huge 1036 high, something like that, over Canada, and that is just going to feed down the cold air. And if you look at the, go back and look at the 850 millibar level here, you can see the cold air here draining down the coast, and that is a big sign that areas like New York City are going to stay mainly snow, and they actually have seen snow this morning, and it's just going to get worse throughout the afternoon. I don't think they're going to see too much rain. I think they're going to see mainly snow. You can see this classic cold air dam down the coast, and here comes the low. We'll look at that. It's already dropping in pressure right over Hatteras at 998. That thing is just going to explode as it tracks northeast. And I think southern New England is just going to get absolutely hammered here in a historic storm. You see all this heavy precip. That's going to be all pivoting up in soon. Here's a simulated radar, the WRF high resolution. You can see it almost looks like a hurricane with a cyclonic development of low pressure, counterclockwise flow. Let's watch it one more time. You can see, here's this morning, this was last night's run actually, here's this morning, and see it just starts to blow up with those convective bands. They start pivoting in, and all of southern New England, I mean 1 to 2 feet. I think that there are going to be some areas with close to 3 feet, maybe in Boston. I think Boston has a good chance of seeing 25 or 30 inches, and so it's just an unbelievable storm. If we go look at the water vapor, pretty classic setup here. You can see this comma head starting to develop here, and here's the center of the low right now. It's right up here along the tip of Cape Hatteras, and here's the second piece starting to phase together, and once they do completely, look out, here it comes. So let's look at the newest NAM, because it's pretty much, it's initialized right over the right spot here, and I think it tracks over the perfect region here. You see here is 6 hours, just starting to get in to the moderate snow by 1 p.m. We're seeing some spitting. Well, we're seeing some moderate snow actually. That first band here is starting to get into the Hartford area, but most of it is down here, and that will eventually work in, as I said, and pivot in later on today, and it really starts to hammer down around 7. There you go. Here, right here, I want to show you, is the heaviest precip on the best lifting, the best vertical upward motion here is right here. That's why there is the clouds right here are just going to explode with moisture, and of course it's going to be snow because it's so cold. And you see that low tracks right to the benchmark where the European has had it for days as a 984 bomb, and you see the heaviest snow situated right in southern New England. And I think the heaviest axis, typically if you look at the analogs, you know, from the blizzard of 78 and in the 69 Lindsay storm, the heaviest is going to set up probably Boston, Providence, maybe back into eastern Connecticut. I still think Hartford is going to get nailed, and then down into New York, probably going to be seeing at least a foot as well. And then northern New England as well, getting central and northern New England also hammered. And the other thing people don't realize about this storm here, it's a 984 bombed out low near Nantucket. There's going to be hurricane force wind gusts on the Cape, and that is dangerous. You're going to see a few coastlines, I think, that are going to look a little different after this storm on the Cape. It's going to be that kind of storm. Okay, go back and look at the pictures of the blizzard of 78. That's what happened, and just incredible here. Not just the snow, but the waves off the coast and the winds. And I think, back further to the west, less winds, but still gusts of 40, 50 miles an hour are certainly possible and likely at this point. And then that is 7 a.m. and then by 1 p.m. it's kicking on out of there. And the European last night has had this again for so many straight runs. It just absolutely hammers southern New England here. All from New York through Hartford, Boston, Springfield, Worcester, Providence, everybody just gets nailed. And just a huge storm. So if you're trying to get a few errands done, do them quick. Be where you need to be by noon, 1 o'clock, because it's just going to get worse and worse. And I was watching a couple days ago the Blizzard of 78 and documentary, and the reason why the storm was so bad wasn't because it was just a powerful storm. It was because people were not quite prepared. They didn't really believe the forecast, and they tried to leave work and school early, and unfortunately got stuck in their cars, and a lot of them uh, died from carbon monoxide poisoning because the snow piled up over the exhaust vent. Yeah, that's just not a good situation. So you don't want that to happen. Stay home and enjoy the storm. Watch a movie. Do whatever you want to do. Have a nice fire. It'll be just a great storm to watch, and I will of course have updates for you. I am northeastweathernow.com forecaster Greg Leone. Have a wonderful day, evening. I will be up for a while. Stay safe out there.